off the new album. We're going to get the guys to do a bit of a Q&A, so I'll be looking out through the fog if anybody's got any questions, so shout up please, and please welcome on stage the Takeaway Thieves. Always one late. Thank you for joining. Okay, before we come out to from the stage to you guys, there's a couple of questions that have started off. So I'll address this one to Neil first.
Are you gay?
No pressure. Although I think I know the answer.
Who's asking?
So, which band influenced you the most, Neil, in terms of your rise to rock and roll stardom?
I think everyone probably knows it's Kiss and Prince.
Prince, that's very interesting.
Yeah, well, I've got a tattoo of Prince on my nose. Yeah.
I've never seen you that close.
The tattoo formerly known as Prince.
So another question that I've had ahead of starting off tonight was, what band, if any band in the world, you could support or play with, and where? So, Pete McLaughlin.
There's quite a few really, yeah. Glenn Hughes would be up there with it. Paul Rodgers is probably the biggest influence of my life, so I think Bad Company, because if I'd have said Free, they're a bit more blues laid back, and those dickheads coming on before them, it fucking ruined a lot, wouldn't it? So I'd say Badcore because of the fact they're a bit more fucking upbeat with the shit, so yeah, that'd be nice. And AC/DC and a bit of Aerosmith would be nice too, but you can't. So yeah, I think it would be something with Paul Rodgers in it, because I just... Where would it be? Ooh, I don't know.
Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, let's go fucking mad. Madison Square Garden. Yeah, fucking right. Yeah, well, good answer. Get up here. Budge up. We've got an extra one.
Adam, what would you like to contribute on that one?
I reckon it'd be Fleetwood Beach for him, that's where your gig would be.
I think would be
Fleetwood Beach. Everything happens to Pete in Fleetwood Beach. For me, it'd have to be Manchester. I grew up there. It'd have to be one of the boring Manchester venues. Yeah, Apollo. It with probably Aerosmith, first band still alive. So I'd go for Aerosmith at the Apollo.
Would have been great if they were still on and not turned in their...
Rachel Stamp,
Yeah, well, that's not happening now, is it? It's not honest.
So,
Kiss at Madison Square.
yeah, Ben.
Have you ever seen that Black Sabbath tribute that all dress up as McDonald's characters? Mac Sabbath. I'd like to support them at the closest McDonald's to here. Pretty sharpish.
I think for me, probably Motley Crue, Donington.
Good call. Very good call.
What about you, Pete?
Takeaway Thieves is the right answer.
Takeaway Thieves is the right answer. I'm a massive AC/DC fan, so to be honest, you knocking out with AC/DC would have been pretty good for me.
Knocking one out with AC/DC.
That is a phrase from Stoke-on-Trent that means completely something else to somebody in Preston, I'll be honest. So, we haven't got any mics out there, but I can't see any bloody hands. So, has anybody got any questions out there for the band?
David.
What was the first ever gig you did as Takeaway Thieves?
Ah, that'd be for you, Stephen.
That was your 70th birthday, wasn't it, Steve?
He was only 16 at the time, he was fucking gullible. I knew that I would orbit round your life. But yeah, our first gig as Takeaway Thieves was Stevie Rocks. Everyone else was laughing at us and you was like applauding us, which was lovely. Thank you very much.
Well done, Stevie.
Where was it at? Was it in Accrington? Was it here? Was it your birthday then? Ah, there we are
And
then.
you played
2 out of 3 ain't
the day
bad.
after.
You what?
Played acoustic the day after.
Oh, right, okay.
You can't remember.
What a weekend, I can't remember, no. But I've packed in taking drugs now, so I'm alright.
That's not what they do if you say.
Shut up.
So shout up any other questions out there before the guys get on. So it'd be good to hear. Let's go.
Guys, congratulations on Diamond Point.
You've not heard it yet, have you?
No, congratulations on arriving at this point. Right, what's changed since you recorded the debut album and you approached and recording this newest album? What's been so different about it?
That's a great question.
I have new pants. And they're very kinky pants.
I think this album, it came on us quite fast, didn't it? Because we, no, put that down. Just, yeah, so we were ready to record a second album, but we couldn't because it cost a lot of money. And then long story short, Peter helped us out with that, so all of a sudden we were booked into a studio with about, 6 weeks to record something, so it was fast. We had to write everything really quick, and I think recording it, we decided that we were going to do the first album, but where we had like a couple of heavier tracks, a couple of punkier tracks, we were going to exaggerate that a little bit for this one. So we've gone a little bit heavier, a little bit punkier, and tried to develop it a little bit. And a lot of that comes down to Dave Draper, doesn't it? He shoehorned us into these like, push it a bit more that way.
Adam, put it a bit close to your mouth. We can't hear you, man.
If I had a pound for every time I...
Adam, that takes us back to recording the album and me and you sharing a bed, but that's a story for some other time.
Ugh, get out. I think the sound has matured, along with, we can't just make the same record again. So we've definitely tried to evolve, like Adam said, some different, a little bit heavier, a little bit punkier, a bit more experimental. And Dave is you call him the doctor, don't you, Neil? He's the doctor of music. He takes our ideas and just elevates them to the next level. We wish he could be here today, but he's not. So shout out to Dave Draper, though.
He's not dead.
Yeah, he's not dead. Just dead good. Yeah. He's busy.
He actually apologised for not being able to come. He said there's very few bands I would actually attend something like this for. But he's not here anyway, so it's just a lot of bullshit, isn't it?
Just to add to that, in terms of having had the experience of being in the studio with the band, Adam's point about we only had 6 weeks, or they only had 6 weeks to actually write the songs. Night one, Peter Cloughlin going to his bed, not drinking, so he could actually write some words to go with some music, showed where we were getting to, but the quality, and I hope what you're going to hear today in this album really shows that through.
Yeah, that very night, we got to the studio that early day, and we had a pre-chorus for one of our songs. He's kicking my heart around, and he went, "You need a chorus." I went, "I know I do, Dave, I know." He said, "Well, you need to come back tomorrow, have this fucking chorus in hand." So I goes to my bed, I've just not to sleep, but just to fucking think about what's what, and thinking what we're going to do with this chorus and shit. Knock on the bedroom door, "Pete, have you got your phone there, mate?" I said, "What?" "Ben, well, Neil's running around the back garden with no clothes on. I think you better come and have a look." I said, "No, that'll fucking knock my head clean out of the park." So they were all supping rum and fucking stripped naked downstairs. And I'm like a fucking big soft Nelly in bed, writing lyrics. But it was a tight call. But you got it there in the end, didn't we? So, big thanks to Dave Draper for pulling us in. Yeah, magic.
He did lose a bet to do that. It's not just something we do. There's a bit of a story behind that. It's not just like, we record an album and get naked.
So before I ended up stood here asking you guys questions, and if there is anybody else with more questions, think on it. It would be great to get a couple more for the guys. One of my questions was, who invented the bottle cap game and who ran round a garden naked?
Yeah, the bottle cap game was definitely mine. The naked thing was not. That was Neil. Because Neil doesn't drink, he wanted to play the game, but he refused to have a pint of alcohol. And we said, well, then if you lose, you've got to take your clothes off and run around naked. And that's what happened.
Can I just say, he takes them off, we've seen him naked so many times that he loves doing it.
We love him doing it.
You made us feel special, man. Do you want to...
Do I just say do it today on stage? Yes! Not one fucking cheer. That says it all, doesn't it? That's a yes.
Fancy, it's your turn to be naked on stage.
Oh, yes.
I don't mind.
Neither do I.
Right, this is getting out of hand. Is there any more questions out there? Has anybody got anything else? Yeah, please.
Yeah, I just wondered, when you're writing new songs, where do you get your inspiration from? For example...
Me running around naked in the garden.
No, you can carry on now, that's your fault.
Well, we are. Oh, there's 10 songs on this new album, yeah? And we just collaborate together. I come up with all the shit that comes out of my head, lyrically, and Adam's contributed a lot towards the album as well. We've all contributed towards the album, but it all comes from like personal experiences, and you just when you're up against it, and they say you've got to come in tomorrow, you just draw from all the life shit that you've been through, innit, really, and it just comes out of there, you know. Just. Oh, sorry.
Example, Sundance.
What was the question?
Where was the inspiration?
Sundance.
It's on me, that one.
Yeah.
Sundance is all about through the years when the sun comes out on Fleet Beach. We have a beautiful bay. Morecambe Bay is a beautiful place. I mean, we get together, we buy a load of fucking beer and whatever you require on top of that. Take it to the beach, light a big fire, and you dance about on the beach. And that's where that's all about. It's about getting off your head on Fleetwood Beach. Basically, that's what Sundance is about. I'm sorry to butt in on Neil's question again. Sorry.
Anybody else out there? Yes, gentleman by the Nirvana sign.
Yeah, I've got one. I apologise if you've been asked this a million times before. Where does the name of the band come from?
Oh, that's on you, that mate.
That was J.I.
When we, I tried to learn to record digitally, and so I'd take old songs I'd written and put them through software and mixing and all that. And I got together with Peter and we used some old songs, but I need a name for the band. And in my head, it sounded all right. I was stealing old songs and redoing them and taking away from one song and adding to another song. So we came up with the name Takeaway Thieves. So I said to Peter, what should we call this project? He said, about Takeaway Thieves. And when Ben, Adam and Max then joined, we said, is this a cool name? And they said, yeah, and that's it really.
That's not what I expected.
And saying it out loud, it just sounds shit. But in my head, it makes so much sense.
I thought you'd all run out of the restaurant without paying.
Gentleman by the Nirvana sign. Sorry, could you shout up a bit, please?
You could answer that after this set, I think.
Probably the new ones, I think. Which song do you find hardest to play live? What we struggle with the most? I think off the new album, What Do You Want? There's a lot of problems learning it, didn't it? Because it changes so much, that song. It's probably the first time we've really diversified in a track. Yeah. And I think we took a while to learn that, didn't we? Yeah, we'll go with that one. You haven't heard it yet, but it's fucking hard. It's properly, honestly.
That's making an excuse for that song, but to be honest, I think it's good.
No, you're right. I think for me, we used to play Stranger, which is the final track on the first record, but it's more of an acoustic piano song now. But we used to play that. Neil, Pete and I used to play in a band together 20 years ago, and Stranger was from there, and it was a full electric song. The tempo was different, so to try and play it the new way, I could just never get settled into it. You know, so we just don't play it live because it's more of an acoustic song really. But that's definitely was the most challenging for me.
I just don't like that song.
Fair enough. Which one do you find hard to play?
I'm just looking on the set list. Lose It, because that's it's a tricky bean.
Tricky bean. There you go. True story. Yeah. Might as well go home now.
So before we get to hear these songs that are all very tricky by the sound of it, any more questions out there? The fog is clearing, I can see a bit more. Anybody else? Simon.
What's the biggest crowd you've ever played to, where you've gone, wow?
This one.
And also, where's your best venue you've ever played?
I think
just to put you on the
that's
spot.
got to be the. Oh, I was going to say the same. If there's the biggest crowd, it's the biggest venue as far as I'm concerned. But I think Sleaze maybe the main stage when we played the Sheffield Academy. I'd say that's where the biggest crowd was. It was good. We were great. The Steamer. It's like the other end of the scale, that, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Waterloo's got to be the one.
Yeah, the best venue is the Waterloo, definitely. Not just because we're here. Ian and the team, the way they look after you, they've thought of everything. I was just saying to someone out in the crowd before, some venues are a struggle to play as a musician, but here it's a joy to play, to just make it easy for you to be here, don't they? You know, thought of everything. Definitely shout out to Waterloo. And then I think crowd-wise, used to play in another band. We played some shows in Europe. It's probably about 2,000, I think. That was really cool. It'd be nice if we could do it. A little bit more well known, but hopefully that's going to change soon.
Great, good question, Simon. Anybody else, or are we going to be looking for the guys to get themselves ready? We've got a couple more minutes.
Let's play something.
Yeah, we're just
Thank you very much, everyone.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for the questions.
Shamon.